Alright, today we're gonna get our game 2 against Joey. This time we're bringing Pokemon that are even a little bit weaker than we did last time. Although it looks like that definition is somewhat stretched. I did tell him I was bringing Orthworm. I felt it was only fair because Orthworm gets Shed Tail, and there's some controversy over whether Shed Tail or maybe just Cyclizar is banned. So I figured I'd just tell him, hey, Orthworm's on the team, but everything else is really low tier. Anyway, look at my team. What's the theme? They're all snakes or long boys. I have a few dedicated leads. I need to, 1, get up a spike with Orthworm, and 2, I need to slow down my opponent because my team is quite slow. It's a little bit bulkier than last time's team, but it's definitely a slow team. I don't have a choice scarf or anything. And looking at my opponent's team, they do have a lot of fast stuff. And right off the bat, I noticed that Toedscruel is going to be really annoying. So I'm going to lead off with my long man. And maybe actually I shouldn't do that. Maybe let's not do that. I'm actually going to lead off with Viper. I think, yeah, that might be better. No, we'll lead off with this. My thing is that they lead off with Tauros, I'm in trouble. I think that actually might be normal Tauros now that I look at it. That's really tough. So my team is very slow, somewhat bulky, but that Tauros is still a threat. Normal Tauros is interesting, because is that a low tier Pokemon? Yeah, that's a low tier Pokemon. But that's also a really fast, really hard hitting Pokemon. So we're going to have to contend with that. I really don't have a good fighting resistance on this team. Okay, so the lead off with Bombardier, which I am okay with. So I'm going to lead off with my Dudunsparce, and I'm just going to throw off a Glare. He doesn't have Magic Bounce, if I recall correctly. Ah, he's got Taunt. Well, that works too. Okay. It's a good play to lead off with Taunt because Glare is almost certainly coming out here. I'm going to throw off an Ice Spinner as to go for knockoff. Now, I could have had Roost on this set, but I decided to opt for instead just a nice, more offensive build because I don't really feel like stalling with this Dudunsparce. So I could have the Roost Glare Headbutt set, but I figured, you know, just get off as much damage as I can. And I wanted to have Ice Spinner for the flying types specifically, and Earthquake for the steel types, so I couldn't really have Roost at the same time. Now I lost my Taunt, which means that they're going to have to go into something that can scare me out. Basculin comes out. Now interestingly, I do have 1 water resist, but it's not really a water resist, so I'm just going to have to let this die. So we're going to Glare and hope that we don't die. But I'm guessing this is choice banned Wave Crash, so there's no way I'm going to live. Now fortunately, I do have a lot of HP, so this should take some amount of recoil, but not a ton. Alright. Basculin. Your speed tier is 98, and I'm guessing get choice banded. Against my team, I've got the Wug Trio, which does outspeed, even though I'm adamant. And that's about it. So I'm going to go into Wug Trio. I think that's the fine play. Pointed Stones, dig into me, sure, whatever. Now, looking at my opponent's team, they don't really have any good water-type switch-ins except for the Toedscruel, I guess. They might not know what Foul Play does. But I think Foul Play 61 to 72 to a Jolly set. I think Foul Play does kill. And if they're expecting a Sucker Punch, they might just try to go into Toedscruel, yeah. Now this won't do as much to Toedscruel, but this is choice banded Foul Play. Toedscruel doesn't have that great of an attack stat, but it doesn't have that great of a defense stat either, so I wasn't sure how much that would end up doing. So unfortunately, something's probably going to bed here. I'm gonna go into Electros. I think that should be okay. I'm not getting to use my Glare the way I was hoping I would. And this Toedscruel is definitely an issue. Alright, so they go for Spore here? No, they double. Ooh, nice double. Nice double. Probably back into masculine, yeah. Interestingly, you can go for Wave Crash here. I'm just gonna Thunder Punch. If this kills me, I'll be sad. But, what are you gonna do? At this point, I think I can kill with Triple Dive. Yep, I can. For sure, I can kill with Triple Dive. So we're gonna go for Triple Dive this time. And we are quite speedy. So, Triple Dive, not very effective. Don't care. Don't care. They may save this because Aqua Jet is really good. And it's choice ban Aqua Jet. But I don't really see the need for it necessarily. But in terms of Aqua Jet, because... Yeah, okay, Cloth comes out, probably just gonna sack it. Cloth doesn't do too much against my team, I would assume. And if I go for Foul Play again, then hopefully they get in range of Anger Shell, I'm guessing, is what they might have been going for. I'm not sure. I don't even know if it... Was that Anger Shell? I don't know if Anger Shell procs in between multi-hit moves. It probably does. So if I didn't see that, then it's probably Regenerator. Alright, so this is the one like redeeming quality of this team in terms of speed. Okay, and that was not Intimidate Tauros, that was Sheer Force? What does normal Tauros get? All day in Tauros. We don't kill yet, so I'm gonna have to sack something here. And I need to keep the Lug Trio, it's my only thing that's fast. I'm gonna go into my Sandaconda. I think. I don't have time to calc, man. I am not a bulky Sandaconda, unfortunately. But if they go for... Oh, they go for Trailblaze. Interesting. Alright. Trailblaze is actually a really cool move for that because they... Let's just go for Glare here. They'll probably kill me with close combat if I had to guess. Okay, they don't. Good. Go to Toedscruel, Kilowattrel. Ah, smart. See, because Kilowattrel doesn't get paralyzed. It's the only way to avoid Glare is to be just straight up an electric type. And he also might be hoping that I don't have a rock move. I do have Stone Edge. I don't have Switch-ins. Despite being pretty bulky, this is also a pretty offensive team. Because I'm not going to bring a fat team to Wi-Fi. If I had to guess, Joey would probably scout here to see if I'm going to Flare again. Or I guess he's going to Terra Water and then just go for Terra Blast. Yeah, okay, that works too. Well, I made him use his Terra, which is quite good. Let's see, Kilowattrel. Kilowattrel. In terms of speed, 125. Yeah, that's an issue right there. What have we in the back? Okay, well we have Lug Trio, which doesn't do too much for us. Earthworm, in theory, can Earthquake. Let's see, Earthworm, with a Water type. And no other typing. Earthquake is a 2-hit KO. And, yeah, I guess Earthworm is the play here. I'll just come in. Earthquake, 2-hit KO it. Let's just double check and see what other options we've got. Earthquake is not a good play if they go into their Toedscruel, so maybe I should go for Heavy Slam instead. Looking at the damage output, it's only a little bit of difference between Earthquake and oh wow, there's so much damage. Oh, because it's probably choice specs. Okay, it's probably choice specs. Okay, so we'll just sack this then. And then I'm gonna have to go into Seviper and Terrastalize it. That's what's gonna have to happen here. I'm guessing that Banded Sucker Punch from Lug Trio probably takes it out, but it's not really a good idea to go into that. Except for I just did, because I misclicked. So, Sucker Punch, we do have it. But if I kill it, I didn't mean to go into Wug Trail. I meant to go into Seviper. We actually ended up living that for somehow, and also we get to see a flying Wug Trio. Interesting. Wow, that actually worked out a lot better than I was expecting. Okay, what I meant to do is I meant to go into Seviper. We can tear grass. This is almost certainly choice specs, and I can kill it that way. But the problem is if I go into this, if I want to kill it without taking too much damage, going for Sucker Punch, then the Tauros gets to come back out and do nonsense. All right, so at this point, we have to triple dive, nothing else for it. I am a Dark Terror type, so that's not a good option. That was a critical hit. That's why that did so much damage. Okay. Is that that's Salak? No, that's another Lychee Berry. Second Lychee Berry we've seen. Sheesh. Okay, so now Tauros. Normal Tauros. What do you get? Tauros. Paldean Tauros. We'll just select the Viper, let it come out. You get Earthquake? Yeah, it does get Earthquake. Almost certainly. So I'm going to tear grass just because I don't want to die to Earthquake. It'll also be good for Seviper in the back. And it also means that I resist the Toedscruel. So we Terrasilize and we go for the Giga Drain to keep myself healthy? I think I Giga Drain to keep myself healthy. Okay, yeah, we Giga Drain here. So we have to Terrasilize. He may predict this going for something that's not Earthquake. Hopefully he does not, though. I mean, Terra Grass isn't like the weirdest thing on Seviper, I feel. But who knows? The Basculin could have... Oh, Endure. I don't know how I feel. What did that get you? Because, I mean, I guess, obviously before... I guess he's just scouting is what he's doing. Because then he can close combat once he knows what my Terra type is. Yeah, okay. Whatever, man. Oh, Cudchew. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, it doesn't get Sheer Force, so that makes sense. Because I knew I wasn't Intimidate. Oh, Reversal. Okay. That I've not seen before. Cool, 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 cool. I'm actually really glad that we got to see that work because that's a pretty cool set. So what I was hoping is that they would go for Earthquake, they would die to Giga Drain, they wouldn't kill me with Ice Fang, I'd kill the Basculin, and then the Toedscruel would have Earth Power, Knock Off, Rapid Spin, Giga Drain. That would also be resisted by the Grass move, and then we would have won in the end, just barely. But instead, Joey brings the Reversal Cudchew Tauros and was able to not be beaten down by the last Monster Viper. Very unfortunate, but that is how we roll. Very, very scary team on Joey's part. I feel like my team was definitely outclassed, but we don't really have defined tiers. And also the other problem with not defining your tiers is it's really hard to decide what mons am I most likely to see. I can't necessarily account for seeing this mon or that mon. But no excuses. We had it in the end. If they weren't that particular set, I think we definitely had a shot at winning that in the end. So good game to Joey. I definitely like this team a lot. I think it was really fun. I just said, look at all the snake and long boy Pokemon in the decks, and this is the team I came up with. So I'm really glad I got to play more over these couple of videos. I'll probably try to get some more Wi-Fi battles in the future. I'll have to find some other people that will be willing to fight me. But that'll be it for today. I'll catch you guys next time.